Good morning. It is Friday. Good morning, everybody. It is Friday. This is Billy Parrott, Billy and B Town, Meridian Real Estate. Here, Coffee Chat Live. I am missing my guest today. Unfortunately, I was notified about an hour ago that he lost his voice. And so he's not able to speak today with us, but we'll try to get him on another time. So I thought with the new year right around the corner, we'll talk about maybe New Year's resolutions. If you're thinking about purchasing your first property or investment property in the new year, or if you're thinking about selling your property in the new year, I've got some tips for you that we can go over real quick. And then I was going to let you know of all the fun things that are happening for New Year's if you are ready to go out and party. There's actually quite a bit of things that are going to be happening this weekend. So let's get started. I don't know about you guys. Oh, hey, Travis. Hey, John. How's it going, everybody? Um, is anybody else feeling that weirdness between Christmas and New Year's? You don't know what day it is. You don't know whether you should be working, taking the day off. Like yeah, it's kind of that weird time. The kids are home from school, but you still, I mean, I'm still working, so you're like trying to like balance, trying to take care of them and work anyway. And then your pants aren't fitting. Is anybody else anybody else experiencing that from eating too much cheesecake and pie and cookies and can't anyway. Might just be me. I did do my cold plunge yesterday. Some of you might have saw that. I got out of there and my skin was completely bright red like a lobster. And I shivered for probably 2 hours after I got out. I should have probably hopped in a hot shower after, but I didn't because I heard that the benefits of letting your body warm up naturally um, is is better than getting warm. So yeah, I had my portable heater on me for a couple hours before I actually got warm. So yeah, and serious business being cold. It's not fun. Why would you want to be cold? Why? I don't know. But it works. I feel energized. I felt my back kind of helped with my back pain a little bit, but yeah, we're gonna try it again today. So we'll see. All right. So if you are thinking about purchasing a property, maybe you've purchased one in the past, maybe this is your first time, there's some things to think about. You're going to want to budget for, right? You're going to want to set a realistic budget. Um, so a couple of things to consider. Which kind of loan program are you going to want to do, right? So this is why it is very, very, very important to go talk to your lender before you even call your realtor, right? You could call your realtor to get some lender referrals, things like that, but before you have them show you any properties, it's very important. Talk to your lender, see what you qualify for, see what the rates are looking like because rates vary, right? They vary on your credit score, things like that. There's so many factors. Um, so sorry, there's so much. I'm like trying to make sure I'm not just blabbing. So there's conventional loans, there's VA loans, there's FHA loans, there's jumbo loans. There's so many different types of loans. So the difference between a conventional and an FHA. So typically FHA is a little bit better if maybe you are a first time home buyer, maybe you have a lower credit score because FHA will allow, I believe, five as low as 500 credit score, um, depending, right? There's so many factors. You have to have quite a bit of a down payment for that to happen, usually 10% down. But that is a possible option for you. Conventional, typically, it has to be a higher credit score. They want to see like 620 and above. And typically, the more, if you do a conventional loan, the more that you put down, um, the PMI will go away, right? So the more that you put down, you may not have a PMI. What a PMI is, private mortgage insurance. And that protects the lender basically. Now, if you're doing an FHA loan, that doesn't go away for the life of the loan, but it will go away with a conventional or may not happen at all, depending on how much money that you put down. So that's a couple of things to consider there. Now, if you're a veteran, you could qualify for a VA loan. The benefits to a VA loan, sorry, I had one of those energy drinks this morning and my heart is just racing. I got to calm down. Slow down. So the VA loan, no money down. And then there's also not a PMI, but they do have what is called a VA funding fee, which could be about $2,000. Now, the VA funding fee, sometimes you can roll that into your closing costs and have the seller pay for that. So that if you are a veteran, I would highly recommend looking into a VA loan. There's so many benefits to it. There's no loan limits on it. And also it's assumable. So another veteran that is eligible could assume your loan if you were to sell your house. There's no prepayment penalty either. So those are just some things to consider. Ask your lender what's the best option for you. They'll break it down for you, kind of give you they used to call it a good faith estimate, and kind of just break down the numbers to see what is the better fit for you. Now, that being said, here are some of the upfront costs that you have to think about and consider if you are purchasing a home. You have your earnest money. So what earnest money is basically is kind of a down payment. Basically, usually it's 1% of the purchase price. That can be negotiable depending on what the seller wants to see. That earnest money does go towards your purchase price at closing. Now, you can get the earnest money back. So say for some reason you have the inspection, there's a big mold issue, you cannot come to an agreement with the seller, you want to terminate. You can get that earnest money back as long as you're within your time frames of your home inspection contingency. That's something that your realtor will help you with, keep you in line with deadlines, things like that. So that's the first thing. Second thing is inspection fee. I would highly recommend that you get a home inspection, even if it's new construction. I have heard nightmare stories of people not getting an inspection with new construction, thinking, it's a new house, what could go wrong? And they find out that the builder did not build it correctly. And big, oh gosh, I can't remember what the story was, but it was like $50,000 in repairs on a new construction house that they found out within a year of purchasing. And unfortunately, the builder warranty did not cover some of the things that went wrong. So definitely get a home inspection. So that fee will cost you anywhere between $350 to $500, depending on the inspector, depending on how big the house is, and depending on what inspections you want to add. So you can get separate mold inspections, meth, you could test for meth. Gosh, there's so many different add-ons that you can do. So lead-based paint, some people have tested for lead-based paint. That could be around $300 extra if you're concerned about that. Appraisal fee. Now, depending on what your lender does, sometimes the appraisal fee comes upfront, like an upfront cost that you have to pay for, or they'll roll it into your closing costs. So an appraisal fee could be anywhere between $600 to $1,000. Could be a little bit more, could be a little bit less, but just keep those numbers in mind. So closing costs. And then you have your closing costs that you pay at closing. So these are some things to think about. So for an example, if your purchase price is $369, let's just say $369, you're putting 10% down. A 30-year mortgage, say your interest rate is 6.625. Your monthly payment's probably going to be around $27.74, depending on what the insurance is, depending on what the property taxes are. So for that example, the closing costs are going to be $10,446. So the $10,000 plus your down payment, you're going to be bringing to closing about $47,300. So that just kind of gives you an example of what you might have to bring to the table. Now, what are closing costs? So closing costs are the lender's origination fee. Now that can be negotiable. I've seen some waive the origination fee, some are less than others. I've seen them range anywhere between $1,000 to $3,000. So definitely look at that. What are they charging you for origination fee? they're going to be charging you about 14 months of insurance, and that's home insurance. For like usually 4 months of taxes. They're going to charge for interest. They're going to charge for mortgage title policy. There's the title, the title company fee with the title company charges, and that's usually about $700. Then you have your credit report fee, appraisal fee, lender fees, recording fees. There's all these fees that are bundled together to make your closing costs. So you can also have your realtor or lender kind of drop what the closing fees could cost. Okay. I would highly recommend doing that, because if you're making an offer, if you don't have that money there ready to pay the closing fees, you can always ask the seller to help with those. So you can either ask for half, you can ask for, a certain amount, or the whole thing. Usually you're not going to get the whole thing, but if you need it, you can always ask. You just never know what could happen there. So that's all negotiable. So knowing those going in is definitely going to help with your offer. So there you go. So set realistic budgets. If you are thinking about buying a house, now you know what you need to think about as far as how much money you're going to need. But again, that's why it's important to visit your lender first before you go start looking at houses. That way you know what you're getting into. Okay, now if you're a seller, some things to think about. Maybe you're sitting on a house, you're like, I'm ready to sell. I want to either move up or move down, maybe move out of town. There are a few things that you could do to your house that are not going to break the bank, but will help you increase the value of the property. Okay. So some of these things would be minor kitchen updates. That would be not a full remodel. That would basically be like painting the cabinets, changing out the hardware, maybe changing out the light fixtures. Maybe you have some 1980s light fixtures. Maybe they're cool. Maybe they're not. Maybe they're the brass. You might want to change those out. Replacing old faucets, painting your kitchen a different color, a nice neutral color, could definitely be cost effective and help you sell your house quicker and for more money. Enhancing curb appeal. It's basically the first thing that people are going to see when they're driving up or seeing the picture on MLS. So you want to make sure that your property looks appealing and inviting. Things like that would just be, even just dusting off the cobwebs out the front. You get those cobwebs around your front door. You guys know what I'm talking about. Just dusting those off. Making sure all the light bulbs are working in your lights, making sure it's well lit too, right? And then I know this is going to sound funny. If you have a huge front picture window, whatever people can see from the street, make sure it looks nice. Maybe some nice lighting, just making sure that it looks good, because people are going to peek, right? They're going to be like driving through, kind of looking through the window, especially around Christmas. It looks really nice if you have a Christmas tree right in the window. So those are some things to think about. Your front door, maybe a fresh coat of paint on your front door. That would help. Even like a nice little wreath on the front door helps. Making sure your shrubs are cut, not overgrown, making sure your gutters are cleaned out. The last thing you want is big branches and leaves hanging out of your gutter. So those are some things to think about. A bathroom makeover, again, maybe just repainting your cabinets, changing out light fixtures, faucets, maybe putting up a new shower curtain can help. Some nice new towels in there. Biggest thing is making sure your counters are clean. The worst thing that I've seen when I'm showing homes or looking at pictures online is a messy counter space, right? You want to emphasize that you have all this counter space, but if you've got tons of crap on it, like lotions and potions and all of that just taking up space, it just doesn't look good. So making sure you're cleaning that up, that is easy and that costs nothing, $0. Painting, we kind of talked about that already. Just a fresh coat of paint. can go a long way, and paint does not cost that much, just your time. You could hire it out. That's probably what I would do because I suck at painting. I hate doing the edging, that part. It's not my favorite. So yeah, paint. So say if your walls, maybe you're a smoker and your walls are looking yellow, or maybe it's just dingy looking, just a fresh coat of paint could go a long way. And then flooring. If you've got worn out carpets, you might want to consider changing those. Now, sometimes I might advise you not to do that. So say if you have a bunch of dogs, and they're going to be coming in and messing up the new carpet anyway, it's kind of pointless to do that. So maybe offering a credit towards a buyer's closing cost or something for that carpet replacement, that might be something. Because I know some lenders don't want to see basically a credit for flooring, like a flooring allowance. They don't want to see that anymore on buy sells. So just talk to your lender, see if that's something that they'll allow. But yeah, if you have hardwood floors, refinishing those, making them look shiny, that costs nothing. Maybe it's just the product and your time. Yeah, so those are things to consider. Declutter. Just get everything out of the house. You want to just store everything away. Rule of thumb, if it's something that you don't need in the next 30 days, pack it up. You're going to have to pack everything anyway, right? So just pack it up. The more clear the space, the more people can see themselves living in your home. So there you go. That's what I got for you. Let's talk about what's happening this weekend for New Year's. So New Year's, there's actually a lot happening. So Holiday Nights is still going on at Zoo Montana. I will give you some tips. I went last year and I went this year. So if you did go last year, it is a lot better. It's a lot bigger. There's a lot more light displays. They basically utilize most of the zoo this time around. Really pretty, really fun. But they do charge a parking fee. It's $5. That doesn't include your ticket. No outside drinks. So last year we made the mistake of going to the coffee shop first, getting our coffees. We get there and they're like, you can't bring that in. We're like, are you kidding me? Like a full coffee. So basically we just had to sit in the car, drink it first, and then go back in. So don't bring outside drinks. They won't allow it. If you are planning on drinking alcohol, bring your ID because they are IDing people if you're going to drink. They're also checking your bags. So if you don't bring a gun. I know we're in Montana and we're all gun-toting people, but maybe don't bring your gun. They probably won't let you in. So yeah, and it's $20 per person for adults. Then the Moss Mansion is doing, and then that ends, Holiday Nights ends January 1st, I believe. Moss Mansion is doing their New Year's Speakeasy event. Looks like so much fun. You could dress like a flapper. So that's happening New Year's at the Moss Mansion. And then the Billings Hotel and Convention is doing a dueling pianos New Year's Eve party, which sounds fun. It's going to be hard to pick. I'm probably not going to go anywhere. I'm probably going to stay in. But if you are one that wants to go out, it's going to be kind of hard to choose which one to go to. And then Gilda House, if you're going to be in the Red Lodge area, Gilda House is amazing local band. They will be playing in Red Lodge New Year's Eve. And then one of my favorites, Soul Funk Collective, will be playing at Craft Local. They're always a good time, more like kind of funky style music. And then my all-time favorite, Elwyn Show, is playing at Thirsty Street New Year's Eve night. So lots of things happening. Tonight is a salsa dance party with John Roberts y Pan Blanco. I hope I said that right. I probably screwed it up. But they're going to be at Thirsty Street tonight for a salsa dance party. So lots of stuff happening in Billings, Montana. I'm excited. I hope that helped. If you have any questions after watching this and want more information, there's kind of a lot, and I could just go on and on and on. Feel free to call me, text me, message me. I'm always around to help. answer those questions for you. So that's all I got. If you are looking for a duplex, I just listed one yesterday, 3 bedrooms, 2 baths up, 3 bedrooms, 1 bath down, lower level. She's getting pretty good rent for those, about $2,500 a month each unit. So if you're looking to invest in duplex, I've got that for you. Let me know if you want to get more information on it. Oh, you got your ticket to Gilda House. Nice. I'm kind of jealous. I want to go to that. It'd be fun. So, all right. Well, have fun. Have fun at Gilda House. Have fun for New Year's. Don't drive drunk. Be safe. Take it easy. And here's to 2024. Thanks for watching. We'll see you later. Bye.